Sweet. Andrew, first off, how excited is the group getting down to Bunbury and change of scenery, even though it's an away game, but still a home game and all those complications, I suppose?
Yeah, it's it's awesome that we get to spend another game over here in WA. Saves getting on a plane, which is great. So really excited to get down to Bunbury and hands over. We'll go train there Saturday afternoon. And then play. We've got a couple of guys that grew up near there, which is great. So our families can go to another game, which is awesome.
The wind was a massive factor in that pre-season game, especially towards the southern end. How much have you guys looked into that sort of factor and trying to plan for that?
Look, not much, to be honest. I'm very poor at predicting the weather, and the feedback we've got at the moment is that it doesn't look like it's going to be as windy as it was last time. So if it is on the day, we'll adjust accordingly, but it hopefully is not a big issue.
You've got 2 of the 3 Southwest guys in the team quite regularly. The third one, Clay Hall. Is there part of you that enjoys the romanticism of, he's obviously earned it, but also bringing him into play on a ground he's pretty familiar with?
Look, Clay's in good form. He's played some really good games in the Waffle at the moment, but we won't just be bringing him just because he's near his hometown. It'll be, if it's right for the team, we'll pick the best team to win.
Do you bus down, Vinny, or are you going to fly down?
Yeah, we're going to bus down.
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll bus down on Saturday.
Yeah, okay. And have you had enough on the ground, do you think, to sort of get a feel for it, or it's not much you can do about it, is there, really?
Yeah, look, same as North Melbourne. It's the same. So we're going to be prepared. We'll have a run around on Saturday afternoon. At the end of the day, it's a big chunk of grass with some lines on it and 4 goalposts up either end, so it won't be too dissimilar.
Hopefully, anyway. And you got Ryan and Cripsy. Are they still in doubt, or can you tell us anything about them?
Yeah, so they're both a chance. Obviously, main training this morning, so we've got to get through that and see how they pull up. But yeah, they're both a chance, which is great.
How did Jamie get back so quickly? I thought he was still meant to be a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, he's Lazarus. Look, everyone heals differently. So he's just healed a bit quicker than expected, which is terrific. Still got a few things he's got to tick off today, but yeah, hopefully he gets up because he's important to us.
What hurdles are there for Tom McCarthy to come in early in his time at West Coast?
What hurdles?
What hurdles?
There's for both Tom and Jacob, they've got to learn our system and game plan. And Tom's got a family commitment back in Melbourne, so he won't train today. We knew that prior to picking him up in the draft, so he won't be there today. But there's just, when you're new, you're still learning a whole new system. He showed some of his strengths last week in the Waffle game, which I'm sure you guys saw, and we're really excited for their long-term futures at our footy club.
Does Barry have to worry about Jacob Newton this weekend in the Waffle?
Yeah, Jacob's going to play in the Waffle this weekend, which is exciting.
Not so much for Perth, but yeah.
Game style. Andrew, everyone seems quite impressed with the progress that's been made. How have you seen the game style progressing with your players?
Look, yeah, it's definitely getting better. We're getting a clearer understanding of the way we're trying to play, but we're nowhere near a finished product. And I think it's important. Like the way we'll play will continue to evolve. You have to with the modern game. You have to change the way you play all the time, and it's got to suit your players. But I think you're starting to see our identity come through more and more each week, and players are getting a better understanding of it.
Is the first half of the season sort of where it's going to be slow, and do you expect the second half of the season for it to pick up pace?
Not in terms of the speed of the game, or
no, in terms of the players learning.
Sure.
Your style.
Yeah, it's a good question. There's been a lot of learning. I think what happens is it's a bit of a lag effect. So we're doing a hell of a lot of education at the moment, a hell of a lot of training, and there's a lag effect of when it comes out on the field. So I think you see with other clubs when they've had new coaches come in, it takes a period of time before you get consistent with your game plan and the style of play. So we're just going to keep evolving, and hopefully the second half of this year becomes more consistent for us.
On the back of that, though, don't mean to put words in your mouth, but you have been experimenting with the list and the players and how you change things up. Is that something you're going to continue to do? Because it feels like in the last few weeks you've settled on a few more guys in certain roles. Yeah,
I think the answer to the question is we're really open to just finding out what the best team is for us and where players play their best position. So ultimately we don't know the answer to all of that yet. We're getting some more answers as we go, but we are still going to change a little bit. There's no question about it. We're still trying to figure it out, what our best mix is and who complements each other. So as much as we don't want to have to be always doing it, we're going to do it if it's best for our team.
I know you don't hand games to players necessarily, obviously, but there's a few guys that you haven't debuted yet, and Shanahan and Grego and stuff like that. Do you look at giving those guys a game before the end of the season to see where they are at in the AFL before the pre-season comes around again?
Yeah, I don't believe in just giving people games. Like it's just not going to happen here. But those guys are playing well, and if they earn the spot, they'll play.
Can we just get an update on Gov? It seems to be drawing out a little. I know there's no sort of compulsion to get him going straight away or get him sorted straight away, but where's it at with Gov?
Yeah, so he's got the panel in a few weeks' time. So it's a confidential process, so we're not going to go into the detail of it, but we'll have a bit more clarity in a few weeks' time where that sits. And he's doing well. He's well supported, and we'll have a bit more information in a few weeks' time.
How much extra emphasis do you put on winning this game? I know you're trying to win every game, but the reality is...
You know the answer I'm going to give you.
Well, you're effectively hosting 17th at home. Is there an extra premium on banking a win here?
No. We want to win every game. We think we can win every game. So we treat it exactly the same. I know that's a boring answer for you, but that's just the reality of it.
Is it good for your players in some way to get a look at a team that's in a similar position?
Maybe. It's sort of hard for me to answer. Where we are, sort of put most of my focus into us. We plan for the Oppo every week, and North's game's improved over the last month. I think if you've watched them, they're playing pretty well. So there's no easy games in this comp.
You put a lot of planning into the ruck as well then, is that a big focus?
Yeah, well, he's one of the premier rucks in the competition, no doubt. He's been in good form, and we've got some good plans that we've put in place, and we'll train some today, and we'll have more plans ready for game day as well.
I know you don't really have much control over this aspect of it, but with Oscar Allen obviously still being under contract at the midway point of the season, is there a time frame that you would like to know an answer about his future?
No, there's no time frame. We're working closely with Oscar and his management crew and our list management, but there's no time frame. He's doing a terrific job at the moment. He's leading our team very well. Probably played his best game for the year last week, and he's in a good space, so we'll just keep working with him.
Do you reckon that was just a timing thing, Minnie, or do you reckon that play where he spoiled the ball, went to ground, then ran 100 metres to get the handball? They're sort of things that sometimes can trigger players, can't they? Because he just went on with it after that.
Yeah, it was great. It's a great call, that play. We showed it in our highlights yesterday of just his ability to halve that contest to begin with gives us a goal. So, and his work rate in it. I think little acts like that can fuel players and help their belief and confidence. So, that was great from Oscar.
Is Bailey Williams right to go this week?
Yeah, so he'll main train today, and we're confident he'll be right.
Does that influence your decision with Cherry to have the two bigger bodies as opposed to Archer, who's still developing?
Yeah, look, potentially, but Archer rucked quite well last week for what it's worth, and we know Jack Williams can really ruck as well. So, that's going to be part of our decision making this afternoon in match committee.
Did you laugh when you heard that the critics in the East saying that they think Harley's become a much more mature player in the last couple of weeks and stuff like that?
I didn't see it. I don't follow much of the commentary, to be honest. But I think it was a really mature performance from Harley on the weekend. I think it's worth acknowledging. Like he was really disciplined. He stuck to task and he helped us in the game significantly. I thought he played well.